Okay, so our recording today is going to be pretty brief because today has just got a little bit of review and it's got something called absolute values. I don't know if you remember talking about absolute values, that they're distances from zero. And so what's in here could either be, watch as I erase it, it could either be 5, because the absolute value of 5 is 5, or it could be negative 5, because the absolute value of negative 5 is also 5. So you have to get two equations out of this. This little equation gives birth to two equations. 3 minus x equals 5, and 3 minus x equals negative 5. Notice they are identical except for that spot right there. So if you can copy this and this are identical except for an extra negative. Go ahead and write that down. This is absolute values. This is something that is one of those next level higher, you know, not just solving equations anymore. You got to know how to take an absolute value and break it into two equations. From there, it's the same exact process as what we had on our last test. How do I get the x alone right here? Subtract 3 is correct. Go ahead and do that. And then on the other side, you're going to also subtract the 3. So you might be thinking, how is it even different? Because this one's a negative 5 minus the 3, and this one's a positive 5 minus the 3. But you've handled that. I gave you the example of using teams. Mrs. Noland, is this a skill that's within your wheelhouse? Are you familiar with this absolute value breaking into two equations thing? Awesome. There are some copies that I have to run and get that are for a worksheet that we need today. And I just got the email that they are done. So can I turn this over for you to do one? All right. So to finish this one off, we would have had negative x equals 2. And this would be negative x equals negative 8. But you can't solve for negative x. There's no such thing. So you multiply both sides by negative 1. Maybe you'd rather just get, Mrs. Nolan, maybe you'd rather be willing to just get the copies for me. They're down in the, whatever, somebody, they're down in the copy room. You know, the main one by where we have our mail. Mrs. Thorson, just say it's there for Mr. Service class. Thank you. Positive 8 and negative 2. All right. I really don't mind the sharing the gum, but I don't want you to talk. Keep talking, I will send you out, which would be, maybe you'd like that, but I would like that. I know that if you're going to talk. I can't have you talking in here. I'd rather have you out there. Okay, so negative 2 and positive 8. I'm going to do one more like that and see if you can hang with it. X plus 11, absolute value, equals 12. You break it into two equations. First, copy the problem. Write that problem down. And split it into two equations. Come on, I can do this. I'm just encouraging him that he can do this. Breaks into two equations. They're identical except for one thing. It's x plus 11 equals 12, and x plus 11 equals 12. No, wait, that's identical, right? So it only needs one little difference, so then I put a negative right there. Negative 12. Then from there, easiest equations in the world to solve. Just get rid of the 11 and you'll have them. I'll come around and check you. So subtract 11 now. You're perfect so far. Good. Once you're done with that part, subtract 11 from both sides. Mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. Nice. Close. 12 and 11 makes 23. Other than that, yes. Good start. Just subtracting 11 from both sides. The left's this one. 12 minus 11 is as easy as it looks. And this one is negative 12 and negative 11. A whole bunch of guys in the negative team. All right, so we have negative 11 on both sides. Draw the line. X equals 1. Minus 11 on both sides. X equals negative 20. How many total would there be? 23. Very good. Positive 1, negative 23. You now know absolute values. All right. Now I'm feeling like you understood that well. We did a worksheet like this before. I think I'm going to do, instead of doing those right this second, I'm feeling like they're getting this pretty well. I think we're going to do this purple one today. It's going to be just like this. I'm going to do one more on the board here for you, just to make sure you still get it when I do this. X over 3 absolute value equals 4. You still split it into two equations. It's just going to be dangerous because some of you are going to think, well, I'm just going to multiply by 3 on both sides right away. No, have to break it into two equations first. Did you get x over 3 equals 4 and x over 3 equals negative 4? The only difference being that one little negative there? Tyler, first step to get this x alone. Don't subtract the 3. It's a divide by 3. How do you fix divide by 3? Times 3. Yep. You should have times by 3 on both sides. X equals 12. Times by 3 on both sides. Really close. X equals 4 times. Still 12 again, isn't it? Very good. Negative 12. 12 and negative 12 are your two answers. How many of you are feeling like you could do this? All right. Awesome. That's absolute values. You got another thing mastered. That's terrible. Here you go, sir. Jaden, nice catch. Thank you. I'll get the middle. I need your opinion on this. That's why I decided to just do this, because I had already kind of taught them. That's all I got for the video for today.